Welcome to a GTV Preview Show for racing at Turffontein on Saturday, the 8th of October. We have 9 races on the program and looking forward to a bumper meeting, some competitive races on the card and some top quality horses on show. The recently turned 3-year-olds, and look forward to seeing them take part in their respective races. Devon, alongside me, he'll be previewing the show with me. And Devon, what did you make of the card in general? 9 races, looking forward to it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a mouth-watering card. It's not easy, but it's lovely. You know, this is what we love doing. We love studying the form. We love following these horses that are up and coming, and obviously we're going to see them running in some big races coming soon.
Absolutely. Now let's have a look at race number 1 on the program, which goes off at 12:05 over the 2,000 meter trip. This is Maiden Plate, and at the time of recording, all 8 runners take their part in the lineup. It is a moderate lineup with no disrespect to the horses that do take their part here, and it's certainly a race that's not going to take a lot of beating. A horse that I thought could just go well here was number 4, Skyjet. Now I know last time out he ran into 5th position, 1 length off them behind African Torrent. That was just a few days ago on the 29th of September. But if we go to that penultimate form line, Atticus Finch, he ran 4th, and the form line has held up because Central City, Global Breeze and Tara E.T. has come through to win. And I think if he improves over this 2,000 meter trip, I think Skyjet is going to be a massive player. Healthy respect for number 1, Atlantic City. He's never too far off the action. He's a well-tried maiden, and he would be deserving of that maiden victory. But I make it between numbers 4 and 1. And then you could throw in a horse like number 5 and 6 into the mix. Devon, what's your take on the first race on the card?
Yeah, let me give you a bit more confidence on number 4, Skyjet. I spoke to Alec Laird. He likes it. He expects the horse to run well, and he said it's probably his best runner on the day. Caden Brewer has ridden this horse twice before, so he knows this horse extremely well, and it's got the form. Look at the breeding, Ideal World, going to love the 2,000 meters. So I do think number 4, Skyjet, is the horse to beat. Like you said, healthy respect for number 1, Atlantic City. It's always there or thereabouts, never far off the action. One of these days going to get it right. Whether it's going to come Saturday, I don't know. It has had many tries. And then also a horse like number 5, Prime Example, the last time I checked was in the betting market trading at 35-10, Raheel. So, you know, you can throw this one into larger trifectas and quartets, but you summed it up pretty well. It's a bit of a moderate field, and Skyjet looks to have the most scope to improve here.
Absolutely. Horse number 4, Skyjet, is the top choice for Devon and myself. And then number 1, Atlantic City, must be one that you throw into the mix. Now we're going to move along to race number 2 on the card. 12:40 is the time you need to get those Bipartite bets on. And it is a 9-race program, so hence the Bipartite starting in race number 2. 2,600 meters a trip here. And I like number 1, Southern Star. Pierce Stradum rides for Baron Bortas and Yolandi Foslu. Now this horse has been priced up at around 9-2 in the market. He's a runner that I feel he's taken a step down in class here. He's drawn in gate number 4. And if we just go to the run behind Sparkling Water down in the Cape, average rating of a 102. He gave Sparkling Water, our Hollywoodbets Durban July winner, 4 kgs. He was only beaten 2.6 lengths. That's over 2,800 meters. It's now over 2,600 meters, and I don't think he's going to have an issue with the distance. And Southern Star, he's going to be my top choice, and I think he's going to go very, very close in this lineup. He's nicely weighted as well in this middle stakes. He's the top choice, followed by number 2, White Fang, and then horse like number 4, Captain Chorus, I've thrown into the mix as well. So 1, 2, 4 for me. And Devon, what's your take on the second? Do you have a top choice here?
Yeah, I quite like number 2. I thought it was a little bit of an open race. I like number 2, White Fang. Last time I was standing to win a little bit of a fortune on this horse, and he just got pooped on the line by, very unlucky. He was beaten by Arlington Action on that occasion, and that's trading at 18-10. Raheel, how well is Ryan Munger riding at this stage?
He's riding extremely well, yeah, and certainly Arlington Action, a horse that has to be given respect, but he does take a jump in class here, and I think he could just be held. He is a nice stayer, but I just feel he could be held in this lineup.
Yeah, I know there's not much to choose between number 7, Arlington Action, and number 2, White Fang. I do believe number 1, Southern Star, has got a little bit of a chance as well. You got to take note of Pierce Striker Stradum. He's certainly riding at the top of his game, and he's coming to Durban on Sunday, so that's going to be even better.
Absolutely.
But summing it up, yeah, probably the numbers to include 1, 2, and 7, and a nice roughie. There could be number 4, Captain Chorus. Just take note for the guys out there, Muzieni is not riding, so take note of those jockey changes. I can give you one now. Number 5, Great Affair, is going to be ridden by Keegan DeMello. But remember, the show is recorded early, so check your card changes. Muzieni is not riding. Yeah, but that sums up race number 2. Anything else you want to add there?
Nope, all said and done. And number 1 for me, and Devon likes the 2 White Fang along with the 7 Arlington Action. We move along to race number 3 now, and this is another middle stakes. This time it's over the 1,000 meter trip. 1:15 is the time you need to get those place accumulator bets on by. It's a field of 8 that go to post over the 1,000 meter trip on the Turffontein inside track, and I thought that it's a race with quite a bit of pace. So I'm going to be with number 3, Rosara. I know that she does return from a rest. It's a 93-day layoff, but Ryan Munger, Ashley Fortune stable is in some good form, and she's a runner that's been tested at this level. And I just feel that with 56.5 kgs on the back, she's very well weighted here. She's the best weighted horse in the lineup. I think that with a nice pace on, Rosara will be running on powerfully in the closing stages of the race. She's suited to the course, suited to the distance, and she's going to be the top choice in the race for me. I have healthy respect for a horse by the name of Takanot from the Roy Magna Yard, priced up around 9-2 in the market. He is a colt here. It's an open race, so it's Phillies and Colts and Geldings here. 54 kgs on the back. I think he's a horse with lots of ability, and I think he'll run well here. So 3, 6, that's going to be my top 2 choices here. Rosara's at around 6-1 in the market. Takanot at 9-2. Devon, what's your pick in the race?
Yeah, I quite like the look of number 5, Epico from the Mike de Kock yard. I mean, after that facile maiden victory, she just didn't stop. She's won 3 in a row. She's going for another one on the bounce. I do believe that this is a horse on the up. One to take note of. I'm not sure who's going to be riding her because Muzieni is not riding on the day. So I've bankered this Rahil in the place accumulator. I'm taking a chance. Yes, there is a lot of form. Healthy respect for Rosara. She does form part of my top 4 selections. She's got very good lengths. And another horse you could probably throw in is number 6, Takanot. He's rated by the yard. But for me, I'm bankering number 5, Epico.
Devon all in with number 5, Epico. She's gone up 25 points since that maiden victory, but she is certainly on a roll, and we'll see how she does go in race number 3. We move along to race number 4 now, which is going to be run over the 1,450 meter trip. This is the progress plate for the 3-year-old fillies, and looking forward to this race because we have the unbeaten Captain Peg, who's 3 from 3 in the lineup, and she gets the services of Sianda Susibo, who takes the 4 kgs off the back. I thought Diego de Gave would stick with the ride here despite 61 kg. I thought that, Stuart Pettigrew would stick with him. He's got to know the filly very well, and he would have been hoping that he could make it 4 from 4. But she gets the 4 kgs off the back, and we'll obviously see how she does shape up in the lineup. But I thought a horse like Aurorari Gold could be a lively contender here. None other, Rock the Fox, and even a horse like number 9, Cold Heart Stare, with the blinkers going on, 55 kgs on the back, drawn in gate number 3, and she's a horse that I think's got quite a bit of scope for improvement. So competitive 4th race on the program, and horses like 2 and 4 should be the ones that are right up there.
Yes, Captain Peg unbeaten. What can you say? She's a filly on the up. She's running against strong company here, but I mean, you can't ignore a horse like this. It's won its last 3 starts. She could be absolutely anything, Rahil. So, yeah, it's the narrow first selection, and there's probably more to come from her. Having said that, healthy respect for the Sean Terry runner, Rock the Fox. What a cracker she ran on that feature race day here on Gold Cup Day. Beaten a short head, or a nose actually, by Canadian Summer. Calvin Habib, he knows her extremely well, and there's no doubt that she's going to get all the assistance in the saddle from him. And then healthy respect for number 7, Quantum, as well. I did speak to Alec Laird about this horse. He said is running in a very strong field. She won the last start extremely well. If she runs a place, they'll be very happy, but she is a nice horse. So keep a close eye on this horse as she goes through the division. She is by Ideal World. So as they step up and trip, she's probably going to like that, but just keep an eye on number 7, Quantum. Caden Brewer is aboard. Yeah, I think other than that, you can also throw in a horse like Aurorari Gold. Remember that Muzieni is not riding on the day. If I'm not mistaken, when I checked those jockey changes, Cabello Matsinyani is aboard. So that pretty much sums up race 4. You got to make your own mind up because it's very competitive.
Absolutely. It's certainly a competitive race with lots of talented fillies in the lineup. I thought number 2 and 4 could fight out the finish, but Devon, he's sticking with number 1, Captain Peg, and hoping that she can make it 4 from 4. We move along to race number 5 next up, and race 5, 1450 meters. This is a progress plate, this time for the 3-year-old. The Colts and Geldings take their part in this lineup, and this is going to be an absolutely mouth-watering event. As you mentioned earlier, it's a very, very nice card, and I'm looking forward to this race. Number 1, Quantum Theory, Prophet, Laguna Verde, horses that took their part in features during the KZN champion season, and I'm interested to see how they go. And then we have the filly in the race, Bless My Stars. Interesting that Sean Terry has taken his chances here instead of the race before and against fillies there. He's taking on the Colts and Geldings here. She ran 3rd behind Canadian Summer in the Tequini Stakes, and 54 kgs on the back. You give this filly a chance?
Yeah, I've banked her in the place accumulator. I mean, Sean Terry, he's an absolute master. He knows exactly what he's doing here. Yes, it's a strong field. She's running against the Colts, but I think this is a really, really good filly. I watched her on the way down to the start when she ran here at Greyville. She looked extremely well. She looks very well. She looks like a road bus type. She's beautifully bred. And you know, what gives me even more confidence when I watched that replay, even though she was beaten by Canadian Summer 0.35 lengths, she was just so gutsy in the finish. I mean, there was a little bit of brushing here and there, but she just looked like she's the type of horse that's going to come on and go on to bigger and better things. So I know it's a strong field, healthy respect to majority of the runners who will be improving at different rates here. There's some really good horses in this race, but I do think she's good enough to finish in the top 3.
Certainly number 9, Bless My Stars, horse that has to be given the utmost of respect here, despite taking on the Colts and Geldings. But I'm with number 2, Prophet. He's the 3-year-old son of Karari. He was 2 from 2 before. Disappointing run in the feature, the gold medallion at Hollywoodbets Scottsville over the 1200 meter trip. But I think he's a horse that's going to bounce back to his better form here. He does have the racing fitness as opposed to numbers 1, Quantum Theory, and number 3, Laguna Verde. And I think he could put that racing fitness rather to good use here. And I think he'll go very, very close in this lineup. So numbers 2 for me and number 9 for Devon. And we'll move along to race number 6 next, which is an MR80 handicap set to be run over the 1800 meter trip. 3 o'clock is the time you need to get your bets on, and that is Jackpot 2. This is when Jackpot 2 kicks into mix. And Devon, race number 6, I thought quite a tricky race. I don't necessarily have a first choice in this lineup. I thought it's a race where I'm possibly going to go with the field here, but a horse like number 3, 5th of July, must be given healthy respect. Run up in his last 3 starts. Diego de Gavea takes a ride. He's suited to the course and will be there or thereabouts. And even a horse like Twin Turbo now with Richard Fourie taking over, it does return off a 7th-day backup, but he must have pulled up well after his last start, which I thought he had run a lot better than what he did. But he's suited to the course, suited to the distance. He's got a neat draw. So those 2 horses possibly stand out for me. And then horse number 8, Fire Lord. He's a horse that's in some good form at the moment. 6 points for his last 2 victories. He won out the maidens. Keegan DeMello aboard, and he's drawn in gate number 3.
Yes, Raheel, I've elected to banker number 3, 5th of July in the place accumulator. I'm a little bit scared now because the last time I had a full go and was beaten by a short head, so I thought you were going to give me some confidence.
It's hard to be confident on those that find 1 too good. Maybe once again he could find 1 too good, but it could be his day.
Yeah, one of these days he's definitely going to get it right. I mean, Diego de Gavea knows him extremely well. He's riding at the top of his game over the 1800 meters, no problems there. I'll bank it in the place accumulator, but I'll make my decision on the day whether I'm going to throw this into all the multiple bets, maybe for a win, but I'll definitely include it for the places. Barring that, what you see is what you get in the field. Looks very open. You can make a case for a number of these runners. You touched on number 8, Fire Lord. That's got to have a chance. Even number 9, Romeo's Magic with Marco van Rensburg aboard. That's got the plum draw. That's another one who's got to have a chance. So you got to make your own mind up here, guys. But the principal contenders could be numbers 3 and 8, Fire Lord, and possibly throw in number 9, Romeo's Magic. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nope, you summed it up perfectly there, Devon. At number 3, 5th of July, hoping he can crack it and get that fourth career victory with Diego de Gavea aboard. We'll move along to race number 7 next, which is the World Sports Betting Pinnacle Stakes of the 1600 meter trip. Get your bets on by 15.35 for this event, and quite a nice lineup here that we have on offer here for the 1600 meter trip. I like number 7, Out of the Darkness. He's a horse that I'm going to take a chance and bank in those place accumulators. He's drawn in gate number 6, but the positive for me is that he's course suited, and not a lot of these horses are suited to the course, as he is a bar in number 1 asterisk. So Out of the Darkness for Johan Janse van Vuuren. Keegan Nemelo, we know that Keegan Nemelo does get the pick of the Werner runners and at the Johan Janse van Vuuren yard. So he's gone with number 7, Out of the Darkness, 7-2 in the market. I think this run will go close here. Look at what he's taken on. He is nicely weighted with 54 kgs on the back here, and I think that he'll go close. Second run after rest, he's going to strip a much fitter individual. I don't think the 1800 meter trip quite suits him. 1600 is game. 1400, I think that's his absolute game there, but 1600, I think it will suit him. Is a winner over the distance and has place over the course and distance as well. So Out of the Darkness will be the top choice for me. Perfect Witness, Candace Dawson, stable in fine form at the moment. How's her run last time out behind Puerto Manzano in the Jubilee Handicap? Muzieni will not be taking a ride here, so we await a jockey change with a Perfect Witness. 53 kgs on the back, and I think that she's a runner that's going to go very close here. So numbers 7 and 8 for me. And Devon, your top choice here?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I was following this horse Out of the Darkness as a 3-year-old. You know, he looks like a very progressive horse. Last 2 runs were good. He's got a powerful finish on his day as well, so if the pace is on, he's definitely going to be involved. Keegan DeMello is riding at the top of his game, so you've got to throw in number 7. Then you touched on number 8, Perfect Witness. Look at those runs behind Rain in Holland. You can't leave a horse out like that. Not sure who's going to ride Perfect Witness. Just want to check if Gavin Larina's got a ride in the race.
Don't think he can make 53.
Okay, yeah. Good point. So I'm not sure who's going to ride number 8, Perfect Witness. We'll just have to wait and see. So, Rahil, I spoke to Alec Laird about Pamushana's Pride. He's a horse that I've been following. He's got really good form if you rule out those last 2 starts. You know, he said to me he's a nice type of a horse, but he's going to be bringing him back slowly. He hasn't raced for a while, 336 days to be exact. And, you know, the handicappers, they gave him... They brought him to 116 after that run on the 3rd of April 2021. So it might have been a little bit harsh, but that's debatable. But he's a horse that I like. I've been following him. I'm hoping he comes to hand slowly, so I'll be following him through the Highveld season. But for me, I'm in full agreement with you. Number 7, Out of the Darkness, looks like the horse to beat, and I'll definitely throw in number 8, Perfect Witness.
Out of the Darkness, we're hoping that he could make it 4 wins from 12 starts, with Keegan Melo taking the ride for Johan Janse van Vuuren. Moving along to race number 8 now, over the 1600 meter trip. This is the Phillies and Mares 98 handicap. 10 past 4 is the time you need to get your bets on for this event. And a horse that I've been following in our last couple of starts is number 5, Peyton's Tears, priced up at around 9-2 in the market. This is going to be the top choice for Mia, and she's a PA banker. She's got the racing fitness on her side, 52.5 kgs on the back, and I just feel that that next career victory is right around the corner. In that penultimate start, I thought she finally got it right, but what a honey. She was just the superior horse on the day, even though Peyton's Tears didn't go down by far, but she was narrowly denied. And then last time out, over 1600, she didn't quite put it in. She has won over the distance with 52.5 kgs on the back. I think that she'll be very, very competitive here, and I think if she doesn't get that next career victory in this lineup, then I think she could just battle. This does look to be the ideal race for her, on a mark of 83 once again, and I'm going to be with number 5, Peyton's Tears, at 9-2 in the market. I think she represents the value in this field, despite it being a 6-horse field with Dancing Arabian Scratch, and I'm hoping that Lucky Odelakis can just get the right jock for this individual, and he could time it right and get Peyton's Tears up to win and get that 4th victory. Devon, your top choice in the lineup?
Yeah, I quite like number 6, Magical Flight, but it's not a very confident selection. I did see that the money came for this horse. It's now 2-1, coming from the Sean Terry yard. It was a very good win in the last start, and I see Kabelo Matsanyani is aboard. Healthy Respect there for number 6, Magical Flight. And then the horse that you touched on, number 5, Peyton's Tears, that's got to have a shout as well. That's got to be in the mix. I'm not sure who's going to ride. Lucky Hudalakas, that yard, they've come to hand really nicely recently. They've been having a good few winners. And also number 2, Hollywood Bound. You can't leave a horse out like that. Randall Simons, he's back in town. He's been also having a few winners of late. So for me, I thought it was a little bit of a tricky race, but I think you might be able to get away with numbers 2, 5 and 6 in the pick 6. What do you think, Rahil?
I think even a horse like Mike's Chick and Sister Light have to be respected. Your Sister Light unbeaten at the course, Mike Chick's unbeaten over the course in distance, and then I don't think we can leave out number 1, Cliff Footy. So if you aren't convinced about a specific run or 2 horses in this lineup, then I think it's probably best to go the field and include all 6 runners, and one of those could come through to win for you. But we'll move along to race number 9 now. This is the final race on the card at Turffontein on Saturday. 16:45 is the time you need to get those bets on for race 9. It's a Phillies and Miss 76 handicap over 1600 meters, and quite a competitive event to close off proceedings. 12 horses that line up for this race, and Strange Magic, well, last time out she got the job done in no uncertain fashion when she beat Karen's Legacy. Handicapper gave her 8 points for that victory. She's now drawn in gate number 6, and she was a comfortable winner, but stepping up in trip to 1600 certainly eked the improvement out of her, and she won a really nice race. And I just feel she's a horse with the confidence. She's got that come on look about her, and she's one that's going to enjoy a trip. And I think that she's one that to keep a very close eye on you. I won't be surprised if she were to follow up.
Yeah, I agree with you, and Keegan DeMello is riding at the top of his game. Also, the yard's doing very well. It looks like a progressive horse, and I say this with all due respect. It is an FM76 divided handicap, so Healthy Respect for number 6, Strange Magic. Is that your first choice?
I was deciding between the 3, Bird in Space and Strange Magic, but I'll go with Strange Magic ahead of the 3, Bird in Space.
Okay, I also quite like number 5, Twice as Wild. Caden Brewer, he's riding extremely well, and he's ridden it in the last start when beaten 0.6 lengths by Call Me Master, so Healthy Respect there. There are a lot of runners with form here that you can throw in, but if you want to narrow it down, you have to include number 2, High Roller. There has been some solid betting support as well, Rahil, for number 2, High Roller. And look at the jockey booking there, Richard Fourie.
She ran a lot better than she was expected to last time out.
Yeah, she ran out of her skin there, and a repeat showing of that with Richard Fourie aboard. You definitely got to throw this horse in. Also stepping up to 1600 now. So pick 6 wise, you might have to go a little bit wide. What did you make of number 1, Call the Wind? I don't know. I just can't assess this horse in his last 2 runs.
It's difficult to assess horses on their Zimbabwe form, but yeah, her first 2 runs in the Highveld haven't been the greatest of efforts. So I'm just looking for some improvement. Certainly not a horse that I'd include into the mix.
And just for the guys in the line coming up in race 9, if they want to take a quartet, what numbers do you suggest we go to? Okay, we like 2, so we throw in number 2.
We throw in 2, 3, 6, and you like a bit of number 5, Twice as Well. And then for that 4th position, I think a horse like number 8, Cerulean Dancer, with a neat draw, 52 kgs on the back, could be one to throw into the mix as well.
Yeah, 100%. You summed it up really well. And there you've heard from Rahil and myself. We summed up race 9 for you. We're going to move on to the shortlists now. That's the final segment of the show, and tell you what we like for the day. So let's get that up on screen. I'm going to start with my shortlist, and we're starting off in race 3, Epico. Now, this horse has shown really good recent form. I definitely think it's a horse on the up, one to keep a close eye on. Take note that Muzi Yeni is not riding on the day, so I'm not sure about the new jockey booking there, but definitely a place accumulator banker for me. I don't think that she's going to miss the top 3. I know it's a little bit of a competitive field. Then moving on to race number 5, I've gone for the Sean Terry runner, place accumulator banker number 9, Bless My Stars. She's an up-and-coming horse. I definitely think that she's going to go places. And Sean Terry, you know, he's an absolute master. I know she's running in a strong field, but I do think that she's good enough. Moving on to race number 6, 5th of July from the David Nevenhazen yard. Diego de Gavea is aboard. one of these days he's going to get it right. He's been ultra consistent. Last 2 starts, narrowly beaten. Definitely for me a place accumulator banker. So that's a wrap for my shortlist. I'm going to hand you over to Raheel. He's going to take you through his shortlist and hopefully find some winners for you. Take it away, Raheel.
Thanks for that, Devon, and hopefully we could have guided the guys in the right direction for racing at Turffontein on Saturday. 3 place accumulators for me as well. Race number 5, I'm with number 2, Profit. I know Devon likes Bless My Stars in the lineup, but I just think Profit, racing fitness on his side, he'll go very close in this lineup and could notch up that 3rd career victory. I certainly believe that he'll run into the top 3. Move along to race number 7, and both Devon and myself like a bit of number 7, which is Out of the Darkness. Keegan de Miller aboard for Johan Janssen van Vuren. He is a horse that is very well suited to the course, yet to miss out on the top 4. He's suited to the distance as well. And I think Out of the Darkness, he's a horse that has his 2nd run after rest. I expect him to go well in this lineup. He's drawn in gate number 6 and will be doing his best work late on in the day. Moving along to race number 8 now, and number 5, Peyton Steers. I'm just hoping that Lucky Odelakis manages to find the right jockey for this 5-year-old mare, because Peyton Steers, it's been 534 days since that last win. She's a horse that's slightly low on confidence, but she's come down to the right mark of 83 now, 52.5 kgs on the back, and she's the top choice for me here, and I think that she'll go very, very close here. If she doesn't win, I certainly believe she'll run into the top 3. So that's my 3 place accumulator bankers for you. Devon and myself have taken you through the 9 races on the card, offered you our selections and what we think in each specific race, and hopefully we are in the winner's queue after race number 9 at Turffontein. All the best, guys. If you are punting on the card on Saturday, don't forget that we do race at Hollywoodbets Greyville on a Sunday, and looking forward to that meeting as well. But from Devon Govender and myself, Raheel Radhakrishna, all the best for racing at Turffontein on Saturday.